I said, okay. So I called him Dan after that. You know, it was a very interesting, but a man who was very centered, knew that he was influencing people, but never abused that. Never. Just amazing. That's my insight. From your generation, of course, he what did he stand for you?
Well, I actually saw him at one of those awards ceremonies several years ago.
Uh-huh.
I remember, I think I was still in high school, and it was on one of the outer islands. And you were emceeing the ceremony, so we went as a family. And I just remember him being a very humble, sort of a real gentle yet stern soul. That's
I
what I remember.
like the way you said that. The late Senator Dan Inouye. Right now, we're going to take some time
Sure.
to join former President Bill Clinton on stage.
When Hillary became,
And it's Washington National Cathedral. Did you ever get a chance to go there?
I think I did go there, actually. Yeah.
Because you lived in that area in Bethesda, and of course he was in a hospital in Bethesda
Right.
when he passed away.
Right. And I mean, going to school up there, we went to all of those national monuments and areas. So I have been there.
Terrific. And Leilani Kupaho Moreno,
Hi, aloha. And we actually were there in 2000 at the National Cathedral. And
you were representing an organization.
we were representing actually Hawaii. We were on the Experience Aloha tour, and it just so happened that Sunday was the day they were celebrating the state of Hawaii. So that only happens, from what I understand, like every 4 years. And it was just a beautiful celebration within the cathedral, but also just to be part of the acknowledgement of our state.
And the Hawaii Visitors Bureau
Yes.
allowed you to
Yes,
travel
just
across the
across.
country for Hawaii.
So,
But also you went back representing Ahui Ka'ahumanu.
2008, we had the privilege of being able to see the Kamehameha statue being moved into the Emancipation Hall, and Senator Inouye and many others were part of that moment.
Great. Now, you have something that's very, very special in the
Yes.
recollection of Bill Clinton.
And so I think with what Bill Clinton just shared, or excuse me, the former president, Bill Clinton, is character traits that he remembered of Inouye. But if we think about Queen Liliuokalani also, so here we came across the Apology Resolution, United States Public Law 103-150, that was signed passed by Congress and signed by President William Clinton on November 23rd, 1993, 100 years.
Yeah, afterwards. And nobody forgot about that. Too.
No.
That was a really talked about news item here in Hawaii. And since that time, people have laid claim to that. Yeah?
Right. And so if we think about what President Clinton had just shared about Senator Inouye, and now with Liliuokalani, I may just share a paragraph that was stated.
Well, first tell us who was there with Bill Clinton.
Oh, this beautiful picture. If anyone has a chance to go and see it. There's Senator Akaka. There's Representative Neil Abercrombie.
Okay.
Representative Patsy Mink, and Senator Daniel Inouye, along with the Vice President Gore at that time.
Okay.
And there it is, showing President Clinton signing the apology resolution.
And now about the Queen.
So here's a paragraph. I, Liliuokalani, by the grace of God and under the Constitution of the Hawaiian Kingdom, Queen, do hereby solemnly protest against any and all acts done against myself and the constitutional government of the Hawaiian Kingdom by certain persons claiming to have established a provisional government of and for this kingdom, that I yield to the superior force of the United States of America, whose minister plenipotentiary, His Excellency John L. Stevens, has caused United States troops to be landed at Honolulu and declared that he would support the provisional government, now to avoid any collision of armed forces and perhaps the loss of life. I do this under protest and impelled by said force yield my authority until such time as the government of the United States shall, upon facts being presented to it, undo the action of its representatives and reinstate me in the authority which I claim as the constitutional sovereign of the Hawaiian Islands. Queen Liliuokalani, January 17th, 1893.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the Vice President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, speaking, let's go back to Washington, D.C. Any minute now. No, you heard about that, right?
Well,
the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar.
Well,
evidently, the people who interpreted the Mayan calendar didn't quite get it right.
that's why we had somebody just walk by our window with a little picture from their cell phone showing a couple of Mayans, and it said, "Sorry, I guess we got the math a little wrong."
Sorry, I guess we got the math a little wrong.
Our math was a little off. That's what it said.
Oh man.
No, but here's the thing: is that that whole conspiracy theory thing.
Yeah.
Today marks the end of what they call in the Mayan calendar the long cycle.
Ah.
Now, it's a time for celebration, not a time for Armageddon.
Right.
So it's just
So it is the
conspiracy
end.
theorists went and twisted it around.
Right. So it's the beginning of it's the end of a long time period.
Yes, 1,875,000 days. That's the long cycle in the
Oh,
Mayan
I see.
calendar.
I see.
Which is a long time.
It's a long time. How long is it?
That's
I don't know.
almost 2 million days long. That's how long it is.
Oh
so.
my gosh.
So it's a time
2
for
million
celebration.
days. How many years is that, son? My son.
That's a lot of years.
365 to a year.
It's at least 10,000 years.
Oh man. Well, anyway. But that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So today, on this day, happy birthday if you're Phil Donahue.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one Phil Donahue.
There is.
Great interviewer. 77 years old.
Wow, he's
talk show.
I wasn't even certain if he was even still around. I haven't heard from him for so long.
Yeah, Phil never called me either.
Well, not, that's not what I mean, but-
Jane Fonda?
Yeah, Jane
Fonda. Jane Fonda, 75 years old.
Well, she's probably going to live to be 150. I mean, with all the aerobics she did.
Oh, yeah. Actor Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Sammy J.
Yeah, he's just a little younger than me,
Mhm.
but we're in the same year.
Mhm.
Samuel L. Jackson, Kimo Kahoa.
Sounds-
Both 64.
Well, sounds
When
good.
I'm 64, will you still need me? Will you still... Oh,
Both
yeah.
fantastic actors, too, by the way.
Oh, man, Samuel, tell me
I'm
everything
trying to
he
think
knows.
what would happen if you could have played Samuel
Did you
Jackson's
see it?
role.
Huh?
You could have played Samuel Jackson's role in like several of his movies.
I could have.
I'm thinking Kimo Kahawano as Sammy
Yeah.
J's character in Pulp Fiction.
I just didn't get the chance. What's up with that?
That
I
would have
don't
been really
get
cool.
it.
You and Travolta.
I was there, me and Travolta, Johnny, doing the dance. Okay, let's move on. Let's see now. Don't know that person. Don't know that person.
Maybe I know him.
Oh, here, you know this one.
'Kay.
Actor comedian Ray Romano.
Oh, I love everybody. No, I love Raymond. Everybody loves
55. Everybody loves Raymond.
Raymond. One of my favorite television
55 years old.
sitcoms of all time. Absolutely. Great
You're,
show.
you're 55 now, Ray Romano. You're 55. Hold on to your seatbelt, buddy. It's really interesting from here.
Gets better from there.
Comedian, actor Andy Dick.
Yeah, Andy
You
Dick.
know, you know
yeah,
Andy
yeah,
Dick.
Yeah.
Been on a lot of television shows. He's 47 years old.
Wow.
Kiefer Sutherland is 46.
Okay.
Let's see now. From Jag, Carrie Turner is 46.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? And the youngest person is Stephen Ewan. Okay, The Walking Dead is 29 years old today.
Huh.
That's a snapshot into that time period.
A lot of
We're
people.
covering, though, exactly what the paper says. It's Inouye, Inouye, and Inouye.
Yeah, it's been
And
a
Inouye,
week
the
of,
memories of the center.
a
Yeah?
week of it. Yep.
And we all thought he was going to live forever because he was so strong and so confident and so moving through his career. It was just really, really terrific to have him. We have a song that's up. So why don't we get to the song? The song is really by a great guy, George Jared Helm. We used to play basketball together, believe it or not, son.
Yeah.
And this guy who was, played music like the K-Lake Trio, along with Homer Hu and Wayne Reese. They sounded so terrific, but it wasn't their destiny. George would go off and find out that it was really about our people and about our lives and about how special it was to make changes for our destiny. And so with that in mind, let us share with you a memory of the late Queen Liliuokalani. I'm Kimo Kahoa.
And this is Ikaika Kahoana,
And this program on Aloha Friday brought to you by
the Pacific Center for Economic Development and its Pelletron companies.
They really meant to say that.
No, they didn't.
I think that when you interpret Mayan, like it's a whole different thing.
Come on, Dad. Seriously, how many times was the world supposed to end from the end of the Mayans till now? Like every year, something's supposed to be.
Well, it's not just the Mayans.
Think about it.
It's not just the Mayans.
No, that's what I'm saying. Every year there's,
Yeah.
or every decade or so, it's like, oh, some big conspiracy theory. I mean, the year 2000, the turn of the millennium, we're not supposed to be here at this point.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
right, that's
if
right.
you subscribe to those
Well,
types of theories.
how about
1999?
1994 was the name of the, was that a book, 1994?
That was
Was it a movie?
1984.
1984?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
1984?
Yeah.
Who remembers back then for? 1984, I mean.
something like that.
1984. Oh, speaking of 1984,
Well, I mean,
I joined the Merry Monarch in 1981, and coming up next year, 2013,
Yeah.
is the 50th anniversary
wow.
of the Merry Monarch Festival.
That is, yeah, it's great.
So
It's great.
it's going to be really something.
Well, I was gonna say something.
Go ahead, quick.
No, I mean, if you listen to like theories and books and whatever, I mean, if you subscribe to those points of view, by 2015 we're supposed to have the flying cars and all that stuff. But these are just ideas.
Right. Now
That's all they are.
let's go back to the service because we're hearing ukulele and guitar.
Oh, cool.
Where trouble runs like lemon drops, high above the chimney top, that's where.
You hung out in Washington D.C. for quite a while.
Yeah, for about 2.5 years.
What was most interesting, in your own moments? Did you ever take some time to visit some of the special aspects of Washington D.C., some of the buildings? And what did you
Yeah.
see that impressed you?
I mean, we went to just like that. We went to the Capitol.
Oh, you went to the Capitol. Wow.
Yeah.
How about Lincoln statue? Did you ever see Lincoln
I
statue?
did. Yeah.
Because I've never seen it in my
I've
lifetime.
seen Lincoln statue. It's right over there near the Washington Monument.
And with the movie out and everything, it kind of brings a little difference in the presence, yeah, of all of these things. And now with the recognition of Danny Noy, this is very, very special. So the service is happening, ladies and gentlemen, and the reason why we share it with you is because in respect to the great senator, coming up tomorrow at our nation's capital, No, our state's capital, at the Rotundra, there will be a viewing from 5 p.m. all the way up until midnight.
Yep.
And then Sunday, early in the morning, a lot of people are going to be trying to get into Pu'uwaina, the National Cemetery of the Pacific, the Punch Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's
No
going to be
parking,
very special
so
too.
don't bring
No
your car.
parking. No. You can walk there. You can also
There'll be a shuttle, couple shuttles.
a lot of shuttles, that's for sure. And the gates will close at 9:30. The service will start at 10 o'clock on Sunday. And
It's probably going to be pretty packed.
yeah, pretty packed. Those of you who are feeling a little more like you don't like that whole crowd thing, and you want some space and you want to be able to get there, probably tomorrow from 5 p.m. all the way till midnight is where you want to be
Probably
for
be the
Senator Danny Noy's memory. Yeah?
Yeah.
And they're also offering up at the governor's office to be able to sign a condolence book.
That's right, all through the weekend.
Correct.
So you can go out there anytime and sign the book. And that's what's very, very important to the memory of Danny Noy, who is our great senator who passed away now. It was something that caught us all by surprise. We just never saw it. Young virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. That was pretty.
Yeah, but there's two more guys, and
I know two more guys. We're at the top and the bottom. We're missing the middle. Okay. Hope you guys will sing it in the cars. Thank you.
but that's my favorite.
Okay.
Probably my favorite.
So now we're gonna do something that I asked Ikaika to get a hold of, and so we can just do it.
Okay.
Do we need music in the background? Nah. We just do it. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Ready?
I'm sure you'll recognize it.
Okay.
And the different people we have here. In the
Wait.
with us.
Let's ask Min. Min, is there an instrumental? Christmas background that we could use? Just kind of give us a little cheer. If no more, that's okay.
Yeah, well,
Or like sound effects of snow or something.
I like the
Yeah, I'll do.
the bells ringing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we ready. Ladies and gentlemen, 'twas the night before Christmas Day.
It was the night before Christmas. Went out through the house. Not a creature was stirring. Not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there.
The children were nestled all snug in their ready buys, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down our brains for long winters now.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and a tiny reindeer.
With the little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted, and whoa, called them by name.
On Dancer, now Prancer, Donner and Blitzen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen and Trixen and Vixen to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, and now dash away, all.
As John leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop, the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too.
And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof prancing and pawing of each tiny little hoof. As I drew my head and was turning around down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed in all fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler, just opened his pack.
His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, and his nose just like a big cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
Hey, yo, Adrian, the stump of the pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly, that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
And he was chubby and he was plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. Now, a wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know that I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside on his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose.
He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the dawn of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Thank you. That was a lot of people. That was Don Ho, Puss in Boots. That was me, Puss in Boots.
I don't even know who half of them were,
That
but
was
it doesn't
Santa
matter.
Claus, Mr. T.
The main thing is we're power. We
Keanu
can go on to
Reeves.
the music.
Kermit the Frog.
We'll be right back
Elmo.
after Christmas.
Percent from where it was this time last year, and is at its lowest point since spring of 2011.
Oh, traffic. The only traffic would be president coming to town.
Yeah.
Yeah, bringing the family. So that's good. Leilani?
Oh, for a Christmas memory?
Oh, okay. Leilani has a Christmas memory. You started off.
Okay. Well, I would like to go back to 1994 when my daughters and I were surprised coming home after I was in nursing school, and we couldn't really afford much, but we had a surprise from 4 different organizations with a Christmas tree, presents, food, and all kinds of things waiting on our doorstep. And from that time on, I'd always been wanting to give to community, but it was a dedication to really give back to everybody we could along the way.
Good. Beautiful. Ikaika?
Probably my best Christmas memories were going to, when I was a kid, in the early 80s, going to Auntie Judy's house. Those are my favorite Christmas memories, and seeing
With all the
Grandpa,
cousins.
all the cousins, pretty much the whole family, and we, they had scary movies, but I was too young, so they wouldn't let me watch them, and stuff like
They
that.
didn't know you would be a thriller yourself.
Well, because Auntie Judy had stairs in her house.
Yeah.
And we never had stairs because we lived in a one story thing. So just running up and down the stairs, going crazy.
Yeah.
As a kid, and Grandpa. Grandpa always comes.
Don't tell everybody too much.
for Christmas.
Okay.
That was
Just okay.
That was good fun.
Okay, and Amin?
I think my memory would be of my grandmother on my father's side, my howling side. She would, whenever she came into town, she would just bake these unbelievable goodies, anything, rolls, cookies, cakes, and she's a master at it, and that was my memory.
Woo! Hey, that's beautiful, brother. That's great. Great to share. We'll share. Okay, so we got.
How about you?
Huh? Me?
Yeah, you never said.
Christmas memory. My Christmas memory to share with everyone is just how thankful I am to be alive. To be alive. To see my 3 sons, to have Leilani as a part of my life, a very important part, and her 2 beautiful daughters. Yeah. Good girls.
Yep.
They really brought them up well. And to all of my, I got to see my older sister, not oldest, older sister. She's the boss. She's about 5'1", maybe. And but we got to see her, and it's all about family. Yeah? It's all about, when it comes down to it, just enjoy the people you are with. And we take you home for this Christmas and to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with Kuana Torres for Hilo and for Christmas. Ahui ho.
Ahui ho.
Malama po.
Oh.